Rolling. Hey, everybody, my name is Dave. Welcome aboard. I teach people how to play the saxophone. If you're in the Southern California area where I am, we can do it in person. Reach out to me at davegoodsax@gmail.com. If you're not in the Southern California area, let's do a Zoom lesson, all right? Same way, davegoodsax@gmail.com, and we can set up a program that works for you. Doesn't have to be every week, could be maybe one time a month. It could be a long lesson, could be several short lessons. Whatever you like, we can customize it to fit your busy schedule. But let's do this, all right? This is number 2 in a series of what to practice. One of you suggested that I do too many introductory level sessions here on this channel, and that what should an advanced student or an advanced intermediate student practice? I'm getting to that. So this is number 2, lesson number 2 in this series. I just finished the session for the beginner. And most of my students, by the way, are adult learners. The studio has definitely changed over the years. Fewer kids are picking up instruments of any kind anymore. Don't know why. That's not, that's for somebody else. That's somebody else's master's degree. I don't know if it's because music in schools, those programs have diminished a bit, or if it's just not cool anymore. I don't really know. I suspect the loss of good radio and going inward into MP3s and downloads and things like that are necessarily not shared or a shared experience. The way that listening to a record might have been, or the way that going to a concert might have been. HBO and Netflix and Showtime and all those big money vendors of online videos have spent a lot of money convincing us to stay home. COVID, of course, I think drove the nails into that coffin. Stay home was the message, and just download stuff. Well, people are doing that with music as well, and it's not necessarily a shared experience. So that could be. This is your time, and I'm sorry I'm going off on philosophy here. What we should be talking about is the intermediate adult learner. All right, you know the notes, you know the scales, you've learned some songs, you got some time under your belt here. You've got your sax stand, your horn is out, you've got some real good reeds. Maybe you've even upgraded your mouthpiece. Who knows what but you're there. You're in. The hook has been set. You love saxophone. You're playing, and you want to go to the next step. Well, and that for many of you might be improvising a solo, right? Coming in with a ranger mindset, a ranger, not a ranger, somebody who arranges music, and creating something like of a solo. In any format, gospel, church. Maybe you go to church and you want to play in your church band. Or maybe you want to do a little jazz, or rhythm and blues, or soul, or funk, whatever it is. Maybe you're at that stage now where you would like to move on. So you've got your scales, you've learned some songs, right? You've done the homework. You're listening to saxophone players. What was that, Dave? You're listening to saxophone players. You're not just, how many times have I gone into a classroom and done a session with high schoolers and said, so what are you listening to? And they're like, huh? Listen? No, we're not listening to. Can anybody name a sax player? No. So you're listening to sax players, and I don't care who they are. If you need a list of people to listen to, hit me back, davegoodsax@gmail.com. Oh, I think I just stepped on Henry the Poodle. You okay, buddy? Oh, my. No, I stepped on his blanket. They're sleeping, and you're glad. Anyway, davegoodsax@gmail.com, or hit me in the comments below, and we'll figure out what you like and what saxophone players you might be listening to that might help you expand upon what you like. So you got your stand, you got your scales, you're playing your saxophone. I want you to change over now and start thinking about playing the saxophone at the same time every day. All right? I want your sessions with yourself to be at the same time every day. Why is that? It's as a habit. It's just a really good habit. And in this way, you're not going to skip. You go, hey, it's 9 o'clock. I got to play. Even if it's 15 minutes, I don't care. 15 minutes is better than 0. Or like going from Monday, I got a Tuesday. Oh, I got a Wednesday. Oh, I got a Thursday. Well, I'll play for a minute, and then Friday right before a lesson, I'll play for an hour. No. 15 minutes a day, if that's all you got. Okay, you know about your long tones, you know about good reads now, you're ready to go, So what is the next step for you? Okay, once again, start with number one. Step number one is you are listening to saxophone players. Step number two is that you're doing your personal practice, at the same time every day. Step number three is you're going to break down those scales. Scales, right? Way too much information for a soloist. You're going to break those down into arpeggios. What's an arpeggio? That's a fancy word that means the scale tones have been separated out of the scale. And they are the 1, the 3, the 5, and possibly the 7. 1, 3, 5, or the basic, that's the basic triad. 1, 3, 5, 7. That gives us a lot more information. Those are the notes that you need, and you need to learn to play those reliably through the changes, okay? All of them. You got time. Don't tell me you don't have time. You got time. I want you to learn all of those. Da-da-da-da-da. Let me do one for you here. Pick a key. What do you want? Oh, C major? Perfect. That was a C major 7 in E flat language. Boy, this strap. Play them up and play them back down again. Start on the top and come down, okay? Then I want you to start inverting them. Start on the 3. 3, 5, 7. Then start on the 5, 5, 7, 1, 3. Do them like that, okay? I want you to get fluent at this. And it might take you, maybe you can only do one a week. I don't care. Just get fluent at it. Just get really fluent at it. And then step number 4, is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, 4 is I want you to record yourself. Oh yes, record all of your practice. Record every single thing that you do. And I want you to listen back to it. Why? Because the recorder don't lie. No, the recording does not lie. And that will become your future practice. That feeds what you need to be doing. You're going to hear yourself, and you're going to hear some intervals in those arpeggios that are kind of rusty. Right? They need to be sanded down a little bit, and that happens even on arpeggios that you're killing it, right? That you really got it going on. Tomorrow they might not be, are they? So you'll hear and okay, I got to fix that. So what do? You isolate the intervals or whatever they are, and you make that happen. You repeat that. That repetition is your superpower. All right, so you've got your major arpeggios and you've got your minor arpeggios. Flat to 3, flat to 7, piece of cake, right? And let's do your dominant 7 arpeggios. Dominant 7 means 1, 3, 5, and a flat 7. Okay, 1, 3, 5, and a flat 7. And again, up and down, backwards, invert them. Start on the 3, start on the 5, start on the 7. Become comfortable in those forms, and that'll be quite a bit of information for you to have. A scale, all those notes, your basic scale contains non-chord tones. The 2, the 4, and the 6 are essentially non-chord tones. We would call those jazz extensions once they show up past the octave, but that's not this lesson, that's a different lesson, and we're not even going to go there. I don't want to pile too much stuff on today. Just learn those arpeggios: major, minor, and dominant 7. Got you going right there. That'll get you through a lot of situations that you move forward to in jazz. You're listening to people play the saxophone that you like, that you really dig, right? And you're recording yourself and listening back with a good critical ear. All right, now the last thing I want you to do, the final thing, the final frontier, memorize heads. Start memorizing heads in whatever form, whatever music that you like, whatever it is that you want to do. Song for church, memorize those heads. Jazz, you want to start learning some jazz? You want to start playing with a jazz pal? Absolutely. Memorize the heads. Let's get away from dots on a page and start memorizing the heads, okay? How hard is that? It's not. You can do it by ear. You can find every song that you want. Every song that you want is on YouTube. And you can find them and you can download them. You can get a Spotify channel, whatever you want to do, however you want to dice and slice this. or you can get real books, whatever, but definitely learn songs. All right? Put that, just fill the intellectual hopper up here with as many songs as you can. All right? So arpeggios, sax stand. Always a good idea to, stay in touch with a saxophone's teacher, saxophone's teacher through, like a person. And for intermediate level players, sure. I think you can do Zoom lessons, but I so like the person in the room kind of thing. Okay. And that's really going to be it. That's what I would love for the your solid intermediate level student to do. Need lessons and you're in Southern California? Stop by davegoodsax@gmail.com. We can dig deeper on any of these subjects, okay? And we can customize a lesson plan for you, either in person or on Zoom, okay? If you have any questions or any comments or any ideas for future sessions, hit me back, either in the comments below or at the email that I just gave you. So I'd love to know how you're progressing with your playing, and I'm glad you got the saxophone. It is an awesome instrument, is it not? All right, take care. See you again. Lesson number 3 is coming up.